All right, yo, what's up, guys? Patrouski here, and I did do some off-camera mining and grinding in the previous episode, since the previous episode. So yes, I am up to 1 million Pokeyen over in PokePath, as well as my stats right here. I'm just kidding. These are actually my friend's stats. This is a shout out to Mist, who's been grinding the hell out of this game. Just kidding. I'm only at 294 Pokeyen, but also 6.5 hours played. I'm making my progress slow and steady, and really trying to get every element of this game explored. There is so much to explore, man, so much to enjoy, so much to appreciate. I really like taking my time. I think so many of us get into the efficiency mindset of playing video games, myself included. I don't mean that to demean others. You know, I'm part of the problem. We get too efficientized about things. We try to efficiency everything and min-max, right? And then we blow through the fun elements of the game. And I've been taking my time with PokePath and just having a fucking blast, dude. This game is so much fun. Link in the description if you aren't already playing it, as well as link in the description for the entire playlist of this journey in my series with PokePath. The new best, in my opinion, the new best Pokemon Tower Defense game, as well as the best Pokemon fan-made game I've seen released since Pokeroad. And I do not say those things lightly. That is very, very high praise for me. And I love games. I always say you can play this game at full focus and actively switch around and try to, like, you know, theory craft and figure out how to absolutely min-max and squeeze every little bit, every little pixel and tick and tile out of every map. Or you can play it like an idler, which is what I plan to do today, at least for the first part of the episode. That's another beautiful part. I can switch it up. If I feel the energy, I feel like focusing, I can turn it into a little bit more of a focused episode. But for now, I want to play some other games, hang out, have a relaxing Saturday, and have PokePath running in the background, making passive progress. I love being able to play games in different ways depending on what my goals are for that day, depending on how much housework I have to do, you know, chores, womp womp, right? Being an adult, games where you can play as a sweat on certain days where you can sweat, and as a casual on certain days where you need to do that. I love that. I love that flexibility games like PokePath, Old School RuneScape, and in my opinion, PokeMMO all offer. And the main goal of today's episode is to start working on my fire team and really getting that together. Before I can properly start using it, I need to get a ton of levels and upgrades on these Pokemon. My Larvesta, still level 1. My Torkoal, still level 1. My Charizard, just barely a Charizard at level 36. So we need a ton of Pokeyen to bump those Mons up, boost them up, and get them usable on the team. And I have to figure out what Pokemon I need to actually cut from my team so I can bring those in. And that's going to be a tough decision. Cutting 3 Pokemon from the team, that's going to hurt. But it's time to make some Pokeyen in the AFK and idle fashion. I'm just going to have this running in the background. I'm starting at 200 Pokeyen. I'll see you guys with a big fat stack of racks. I guess I should quickly mention, thank you guys for watching today's episode, and if you do find yourself enjoying it, make sure to click that like button, as well as disliking if you don't. I want your honest feedback, but during a series like this, doing content that isn't my normal PokeMMO content, it is so crucial to understand what you guys want to see, if you're liking it. If you want to see more of it, you guys have that power. You have all the control. Liking, subscribing, commenting. If you want to go above and beyond, if you can afford it post the holidays, never feel pressured. Only do if you can afford it, and only do it if my content has given you enough hours of entertainment. That is extremely, extremely important to me. Going above and beyond with PayPal and Venmo donations does help out a lot. And let me know, hey, this is a Venmo donation, you know, $5 for the PokePath series. Thank you so much for doing that. I've really enjoyed watching that while at work on my third monitor while I play PokePath or whatever it may be. I think a lot of us are in a similar boat, and let's just kind of ride and wave the waves and be on that boat together. All right, I am back after AFKing PokePath for about 35 minutes. Go ahead and take your guesses right now. How much money do you think I gained? Obviously, that top left thing is covering my actual profile. Don't worry. Go ahead. Leave a comment if you want to. Say, you know, Patrouski, at this timestamp, I think you made this much Pokeyen in 30 to 35 minutes of AFKing, okay? I started with 200. I started with basically 0, okay? Let's actually reveal now. I ended up with, after 30 minutes, 134,000 Pokeyen. That is way more than I was expecting, like 50 to 60k. Literally over double what I expected. 134k for 30 minutes. Dude, idling and AFKing this game is kind of busted. It's actually like really fucking good. I almost wonder if I put in too much effort into this game, and that's what's causing me to not be as good. It's so funny. Okay, but now we have tons of Pokeyen. We have to make the tough decision, okay? I need to essentially remove 3 Pokemon from my team to replace with the new fire setup. We can actually implement that now, but that comes at a cost and some tough decisions. Now, I feel like statistically, Ferrothorn and Spinda and Greninja have all been doing really well. It's really hard to cut those guys. I will say, I think the easiest cut of all is Excadrill. So we can go ahead and do that. That one's super easy. Crocodile is a bit tougher. I think Corso is actually decently easy. I feel pretty comfortable cutting that Pokemon, and I can take the item off of it and put that onto Ferrothorn as well if I need to. Excadrill was just not doing enough damage, and Corsola is cool, but I kind of have Ferrothorn doing a similar thing, and it feels a lot stronger, even though Corsola can be on the water. That's kind of the strength there. But we need one more Pokemon to get rid of, and this is a tough one. Do we get rid of Rampardos, who's my second favorite Pokemon? He's doing, like, supposedly a ton of damage here. I guess, honestly, 191 from the H is really cool. 546 damage here, 2.32 second recharge, versus the Crocodile, 398, 1.72. 18% critical, which is truly better here. Is it really, am I just splitting hairs? Is it not that much different? Maybe I'm overrating Spinda. Is Spinda falling off? Should I look to get rid of Spinda? Like, that honestly starts to creep into my head. Should I do a test run and see? I'm at wave 75 here. You know what? That might be hilariously one of the better ways to settle this. Let me do a little bit of a test run. I don't think I'm getting rid of Greninja. I think Greninja is actually one of the better ones, I think. It's also tough to tell because of the placements, right? What if we just, you know what? I have an idea. I'm just going to place, I'm going to do it like this. I know I'm going to lose. I'm going to lose the wave on purpose, but I'm just going to place one Pokemon here and just run into this wave and just purely check DPS. So also, it's Chansey wave, so it's actually this is a perfect way to test our DPS. Okay, let's see how much damage this Spinda can do before the Chanseys make it past it. The chances are almost, I guess it has a fair bit of range, to be fair. There we go. Around, oh, we get back in range. God, the Spinda range, I don't know if, okay, the Spinda is probably gonna do the least DPS, to be my guess. I don't know if Spinda is replaceable. That damage on all these Chanseys, like that range, I guess the range kind of does get calculated for us. So I don't know. Oh, I don't know. The DPS is probably low, but the total damage, I think this is a good test. I'm actually, like, excited for this. This should be a good way to test it. So okay, Spinda did 12,900. And you know what? I'm going to do the nerdiest thing imaginable and actually write this down and track their damage numbers to compare and contrast. Hey, we're already playing a Pokemon Tower Defense game in 2026. It can't get more nerdy than this. We might as well just go ahead and commit to the bit. So I'm going to go ahead and retire to the side my Spinda, go grab my Greninja, and do the exact same test. This actually works out perfectly. The fact that I'm on that, like, it's actually so beautiful. Oh, no! It won't work out perfectly because now it set me back to wave 50. No, it's not a fair comparison. Fuck, I have to get all the way back up to wave 75. Did I make a mistake? Oh man. Well, we got to get there. We got to reset it back to wave 75. See you guys in a sec. Okay, this is taking way longer than I would like just to get back to the wave to where I can test my damage. I might just need to retest at a different wave or something. This is not working well, unfortunately, but that's okay. We're gonna try our best. We're gonna get there hopefully. Oh no, do I have to actually have another build loadout as well to deal with? Oh my goodness, I can't. If I die on the way there, then what's the point of all this? I'm gonna turn off auto and have a different loadout here in a quick sec. We're at wave 67. I'm still, like, pretty far away. I've gained a lot more Pokeyen. Honestly, this map has been way better for Pokeyen game than the other one. Imagine if I grinded this map for 35 minutes. I've already put almost an hour of gameplay into this episode, and I feel like so far it's been a pretty short episode, but that's kind of a good thing. I've been wanting to put more progress in, condense this series even more, because, you know, let's plays and playthroughs like this only have so much. You have to go above and beyond as the creator and put a lot more density and information into it, hopefully. But the problem is, I love to fucking yap. We did get a new badge that I haven't even really explored these. I would love to go for like 100% achievements, like complete all achievements in this game would be so sick, man. Apply 10,000 slows. I have done that. Look at all these legendaries I have to beat, man. I haven't even gotten anywhere close to these yet, man. Surround Sunflora. Wait a minute. All right, I did go ahead and save a new loadout, so now we have 1 and 2 to at least switch between. I don't know if I clicked the wrong button or maybe I lost at wave 74 or something. I'm not sure. I'm just trying to get back to wave 75 with that multiple Chansey spawn. That was just such a perfect way to test damage. But if I need to do it on a different one, you know, if I need to reset to 50, we can do that. That's totally fine. Casually at over 200,000 Pokeyen now, not to brag. And looking back at the footage, I think I understand what happened. The problem was when you retry it, sets you back to the wave. It sets you back to wave 75, for example. But then if you don't beat that wave, you reset to like the last one, so you go even further back. So that's kind of the problem here. I need to make sure I actually utilize this if I need. I've lost a lot of HP. That's really bad. But we're gonna try to hopefully pull out this win. We're almost there. We're at wave 73 now. We just want to get up to wave 75. And the problem is we do have to beat wave 75. So I think the plan is, thankfully, Spinda is actually the hardest one to test. just having Spinda on the map is fine. But once, basically, essentially my plan is I should still be able to test damage if I just put like Greninja up here. I'll show you my plan once we get there. Let's beat this one last wave, and then we'll be at wave 75, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, there is wave 74 done. Let's get our proper setup. We're back to the 5 Chanseys, 5 Kecleons. Ooh, that's the other thing is those 5 Kecleons will kill me. So I actually need something to take those down. Okay, so here's the plan and the strategy, which looks weird, and honestly, it's because it is weird. Okay, my Spoink is down here in the bottom left as well. We're going to make this little text document very small for the time being. So my plan is I'm going to have Greninja up here, and he is not going to... Nothing's going to compete with his DPS. The, what's it called? The Corsola, like, almost overlaps, but I don't think the Corsola should be hitting any of the mons on here. So Greninja is still going to have an equal DPS battle, essentially, to Spinda, where he's going to get as much damage off as possible in his one range, in his one little, you know, attack motion. Can I not hit over here, I guess? I guess that's the... That's a little unfair for Greninja, but I don't know. There's not a great way to test this, unfortunately. So I'm just going to try this. This should be our best way to test it. And then we just start things off with everything in the south section. I do have my Spinda here to take out the Kecleons. That's going to be super important. Now, I'm just going to save this to slot like 4. Kind of weird, but it'll be a good one to remember, okay? Now, I am going to go put some level ups. We have so much Pokeyen, so I'm fine with this. I'm going to level up my Spoink all the way up to Grumpig, because we're always going to need this. We're always going to use this. Boom, there we go. Now we have a Grumpig on our team. Hell yeah. Hitting invisible enemies is just super important. We're literally always going to find value in that. I mostly am trying to save my Pokeyen right now to spend on the fire team upgrades. That's what I mostly want to do in this episode. But to do all that, once again, we're still... It's like the to do a thing so we can do a thing so we can do a thing, you know? We're chopping trees so we can make wood, so we can burn it to our fireplace, so we can boil hot dogs on top of it, okay? As we all do, of course. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and jump into this next wave. And I don't mind losing. I think I can lose on wave 76, but I can't lose on wave 75. I think that's the best way to test this. So let's see our Greninja DPS. Our Spinda did 12,900. Our Greninja is very close. It did less. Our Greninja did very close, but 11,200 was our Greninja DPS. And we should be able, yep, we still should be able to not lose. Okay, beautiful. And then I think now if I lose on wave 76, it's fine, because I can just retry at 75. Does that make sense? I think that's how it'll work. I think it took us a lot of, you know, strategy, a lot of planning, but I think we did it. Okay, next up, we need to test Rampardos' DPS, but we can't do that until we actually lose this next wave and kind of go backwards. So I'm essentially just going to, can I like retire everyone and purposefully lose? I think I can. Hopefully this doesn't send me back to wave 50. If this sends me back to wave 50, we're gonna have to start all of this from scratch, and we're gonna have to just find a new way to DPS test, which is totally okay. If that happened, it would suck, but we'll figure it out. So I'm gonna go ahead and purposely lose here. Take me down off my HP. Thank you. I also think having my HP, the thing with Rampardos is his Retardo, yes, with 7 lives. Beautiful. Okay, wave 70. Okay, perfect. I am going to be at half HP for Rampardos here, and that does affect his damage. That's something we have to kind of consider. There's not really a great way to like counteract that, but honestly, I kind of think being at half HP is the perfect test, because it's in the middle, right? Like, it's in the middle of my HP, so I think I'll often be at this point. I think it's a super, probably the most reasonable, actually, heart range to test him. Obviously, if you don't know, he does get more damage for each heart you're missing, so that does, you know, it's gonna buff him a little bit, but I think that'll often be the case. So all right, we should be set up. We did it. Okay, I'm proud of this, man. Let's go ahead, let's test Rampardos' DPS. We'll have to make sure we win the wave, of course. Let's try it, man. Let's see. 738. Oh, this is gonna be way lower, I think. Well, it's a lot of damage per attack, but very, very slow, obviously. It ticks up so much slower than the other mons. Oh, Rampardos, no. I love you so much, Rampardos. Oh, he might be the mon that gets cut. That's so sad. 7,700. Oh, I love you, Rampardos, but that is not enough, gamer. That is probably not enough. The massive difference. Spinda and Greninja were pretty close. Rampardos, almost half the damage. Also, Rampardos' job is doing damage. He doesn't have extra utility like, you know, like Ferrothorn does, right? So if he's doing less damage, if he's doing not like that's, there's no benefit to having him on the team. All right, so once again, we purposely lose to go ahead and get set up, and I'll see you guys once again at wave 75. Next up for Ferrothorn. I'm really excited and curious. I think Ferrothorn and Crocodile are the mons I understand the least in terms of their DPS, so I'm curious to see how their damage plays out here. All right, here we are back at wave 75. Time for our Ferrothorn test. Let's go ahead and jump into it. I think we're ready. Let's see how it plays out. Ferrothorn doing very little damage. Oh, I wonder if Ferrothorn... I mean, it makes sense. The thing is, Ferrothorn should... No, I think it's doing more than Rampardos because... I think it's going to do more than Rampardos because of the... Oh, maybe not, actually. But Ferrothorn, once again, has that utility. If Ferrothorn does... Yes, it did more. If Ferrothorn did equal... Which, you know, basically it did equal. If Ferrothorn does equal damage to Rampardos and it slows the Pokemon, you know, why are we using Rampardos? There's no point. Like... That's crazy that Ferrothorn outdamages the DPS monster. Come on, that's all you have to do. Rampardos is do damage. All right, then our final setup, our last setup is just for Crocodile. I will say, I would love, I don't know if it's possible, but shout out to the developers of this game. They did a great job, obviously. If it's possible, I would love to be able to get a DPS statistic. I feel like, especially in terms of statistics, the devs have been so above and beyond. If it's possible, obviously, maybe that's like part of the player's calculations. That's on us to figure that out, but I would love to see a DPS number in the Pokemon statistic chart. Personally, let me know if you agree in the comments. Now, next up, we have our Crocodile over here. We have everything set up. It's wave 75. Yep, this is our final test. I'm curious to see how much damage does Crocodile do. Only 400 per attack. Let's see. There's no shot Crocodile does the least. I know. I think it's gonna be. It's gonna be pretty close. 3,500, 4K, 4,500. Crocodile is the... Okay, to be fair, I will give credit to Crocodile. Its strength is in being able to last hit and defeat Pokemon. And it couldn't do that against these Chanseys. They had too much of an HP pool. So, but even then, a 3% buff is not that much. Crocodile coming in dead last. Also, Crocodile having a higher level than, just barely, but a higher level than Rampardos and Greninja. So, Crocodile, I think it is time for you to come to the chopping block. I think it's time for you to go, my friend. You know, I respect your attempts, man, but you're getting kicked off the team. I'm sorry. All right, we've run our tests. We found our answers. It is time to restructure an entirely new team. And we also have 200,000 Pokeyen to help in the restructuring of that team. So first things first, I am going to go ahead and add the Charizard, Torkoal, and Larvesta to our new team, and then re-add Ferrothorn for putting in so much work previously. And then Greninja and Spinda both get added as well, leaving me with one final slot. And I guess for now that slot goes over to Rampardos, but honestly that could get moved in the future. I could arguably give it to Grumpig just to have a mon that can hit invisible Pokemon, but I'm still not too worried about that yet, but maybe I'm being a little too lax in that regard. All right, so I think this is going to be our new team. Introducing Charizard, Torkoal, Larvesta, Ferrothorn, Greninja, Spinda, and Rampardos, and a lot of these need new nicknames. Charizard will be known as Alpha Legend. All of these people are always named after Twitch chatters and YouTube commenters, by the way, if you don't know. It's just a very small and sweet way I can basically say thank you to you guys. All right, and Torkoal will be known as Xerix. And Larvesta will be another Iron Man in PokeMMO with Beggy. And our Ferrothorn, who's been putting in absolute work, can be known as E-Fun. Let's go ahead and do E-Fun just like that. Now, we have over 200,000 Pokeyen to actually put into upgrades. I think getting our Charizard up to level 40 is a good start. That costs us a fair bit, though, so to be, you know, slow and steady with this. Getting our Volcarona very high level is very important, or I guess our Larvesta, eventually pushing it towards the Volcarona. It's going to be a very, very long process, getting this thing all the way up to level 59, but I think it's going to be worth it. There's level 11. Here is level 21, 31. Let's see. I'm gonna do everything. Oh, that costs 100K to level it up 10 more times. I'm gonna stop there for a sec. Oh, it's getting so expensive. Torkoal, let's also get up to 40, which also put me down to 100K. That's all of our Pokeyen. It literally, okay. I was expecting to make like 60K, maybe 80K Pokeyen while AFKing. I'm glad that I made the 200 something K that I did, because I'm about to spend basically all of it. That's insane. I'm gonna spread it out a bit. I'm gonna get Larvesta up to level 45. I'm gonna get Torkoal up to 45. And then, can I even afford to get... Yeah, I can. Charizard at 45. Okay, so everything... Whew, they're at 45, but that was costly. Let's get Greninja up to 40. And with our leftover 23,000 Pokeyen, I'm going to go ahead and just put whatever I can into Larvesta levels. I'm going to need a ton more Pokeyen to get up to level 59. But we're honestly not that far off now. We're 12 levels away. Which, in terms of Pokeyen, is going to be at least another 200K. You can actually see here, leveling up 10 times would cost 185,000. So if I had to guesstimate, it's probably going to be about 230, 240K to get this thing into a Volcarona. which will probably be my next goal in the next episode. This was a really weird episode and kind of a short one, so my apologies. I don't even think I played really any maps aside from just kind of grinding, but you know what? That's sometimes what it is. That's the PokePath experience, and I had a lot of fun. We made a lot of progress, and I put a lot of hours into the game, even though the episode might have been short. We're now actually at exactly 8 hours played. I hope you guys have enjoyed the progress. As always, like the video if you liked it, dislike if not. Subscribe to the channel for daily Pokemon fan-made game videos every single day, usually PokeMMO, but occasionally fun things like this, a little bit of a distraction. Discord down below if you're interested. If you want to go above and beyond and support the content, and you can afford it, and it's earned it from you, YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, Twitch subs, and PayPal, Venmo do help out a ton. But I will see you guys next time to properly test the fire team and hopefully get this Larvesta up into a big bad Volcarona. But for now, peace Reno. Yo, what's up? Outro Patrouski here. I wanted to take this second to say thank you so much for watching the entire video. It is thanks to people like you I'm able to make the content that I do, as well as everybody whose name is listed here. That's it for me. Have a fantastic day.